Interviews, where we spotlight the real stories behind entrepreneurs and business owners doing big things beyond just the highlight reel. Today, I'm with LaTonya, the powerhouse behind LaTonya Renee Consulting. And she's known for supporting women entrepreneurs and just showing up with heart, hustle, and a whole lot of magic. We're going to get into how she got started, what's working for her right now, and what makes her business stand out. Whether you're building your own thing or just here to soak up some wisdom, this one is for you. Let's get into it. Hi, LaTonya. I am so excited to have you here. First of all, congratulations in your recent marriage. How are you today?
I am good. I'm wonderful. I'm here and ready to make some magic and talk about, you know, entrepreneur stuff.
Right. Let's get started. Like, what inspired you to start your business?
Yeah, so I was a preschool teacher for 17 years. Wow. Long, long time. And I've always had a niche for, helping and supporting and nurturing and educating and, all the things. And once I kind of got burned out on, getting on the floor and, Miss Tanya was getting a little older, I went into home visiting. And that's where I really supported programs in all stages of their business. So they could have been starting up, they could have been ready to grow their business. They were just kind of in different aspects of the business. So I did that for 9 years. I really made some really good connections and I just met some really incredible people. And I'm like, oh, I'm loving this, and then COVID happened. So 2020 happened and everything shifted because it was home visiting. We no longer could be in the home. So we had to transition to online everything. And that's the first taste that I got, working from home, as well as when the actual burnout for that corporate setting kind of set in for me. And I was just getting empathy fatigue. I was getting sympathy fatigue, I supported about 200 programs over 8 states.
Wow,
And it was just a lot. It was a lot. But I still loved what I did. I still loved connecting with the supervisors and connecting with the programs and helping them grow and seeing, the process of what it looked like from beginning to end. But I knew there was something different. I knew there was something like this wasn't the end all be all, being in the corporate world. So my grandmother passed in 2023 unexpectedly, and it shifted everything. And I'm like, okay, her motto was always to me, you have to create the life that you want. No one else can live your life for you. So at that point, it's like it clicked. I'm like, this is the time for me to take the lead. It's time for me to do what I want to do in my life and what makes me happy on my terms. So I ended up becoming a virtual assistant while I was still at my corporate job. So I was working those two things, being an entrepreneur and working corporate. And I got a couple of clients to where I was able to leave my corporate job. And I did the virtual assistant piece, tech virtual assistant, actually setting up systems, all that good stuff. And it shifted again for me. I'm like, I love this. I love to be able to, do it real quickly for people, make the transformation happen quickly, but there's got to be something else. So I was noticing in my clients that they were really thinking about their systems, but the vision of their business was kind of falling to the wayside. So I'm like, that's the gap. That's the gap that I'm missing. It's that connection, it's that relationship base that I'm so good at. And I'm like, okay, it's time to shift again. So that's how I ended up being a consultant for women now and helping them not only connect their systems, but also their systems to their vision to stay aligned.
love
That's
that.
kind of my story of how I got started.
It's a lot of shifts. Amazing. It's amazing. And just actually just, the courage to make the shift, right? When you hear the call of there has to be something more, right? That's amazing. What
Yeah.
makes your LaTonya Renee Consulting such a standout in your space? Makes it unique.
I think for me, it's that soul piece. So, of course, the systems and the processes and the operations are key to holding your business together. It's the glue to holding your business and holding you as well. But the piece that really makes me unique is also making sure you have that connection with your clients and making sure that the systems and operations and all those things don't overshadow that. So you can still have systems and you can still, support your clients personally and have that connection with them, even as you grow. You get bigger, but that doesn't mean that you still can't have the connection with your clients, which is the most important thing,
Right.
and the system. So you can have both.
Yes.
So I think that's what makes me unique.
That's awesome. What's the one thing that your clients rave about after working with you or even during working with you?
I always hear how actually someone told me that I would have a calm presence. And someone just told me this Friday. They're like, you have such a calming presence with a little bit of sparkle.
That's
Like you could just talk to you. You're very easy to talk to, very flexible, very relatable, but you just have this little bit of sparkle that you have that you can it's contagious. So I think it's just for me, just being, nurturing to people and meeting them where they are is really what I strive to do and do things that, especially when it comes to your business, making sure I'm following your lead for your business because this is your baby. It's
right.
not my baby. It's your baby. I'm just here to support you.
I do have to agree that you do have, and I see it in your content and all of that, like just the enough sparkle, right? Not too much. I do have to agree with that. What's working for your business right now? Like how are you getting clients, all of that good stuff?
Yes, I've really been focusing on connecting with people, not only virtually, but also in person.
Oh,
So doing a lot of networking, a lot of just, these are some tips and tricks that I have, just really loving on people, nurturing, supporting a lot. I also try to not do too much in my business. So I do have like a weekly, I guess, calendar that you can put it, if that's how you want to put it, a calendar that I do one or two things each day. Monday is my CEO day. So I look at my own systems, what needs to be done, one thing in my business that I need to focus on the week. Tuesday, maybe content. So, I write my content, schedule out. Wednesday is my networking. I try to reach out to at least two people who have friended me and just DM them and say, hey, how are you? Thanks for connecting. Thanks for friending me. Thanks for being in my world, and just try to get to know them and connect with them more on a deeper level. So those have been some things that have really been working for me.
wow. That's just a lot of good stuff. Like you're touching productivity, you're touching relationships, and then of course, like you're touching relationship building, networking. What are some of the, networking events that are working for you right now? BNI stuff.
Yeah, so a couple of Facebook groups
Okay.
that I'm in,
Mm.
a couple of really good ones. Alignable has
Oh,
been really great.
mm.
So shout out to Alignable. They have a lot of virtual as well as in person. So if you can find like in your city and
Uh-huh.
connect with someone in your city that actually does virtual, well, live events in your
Mhm.
city, that's a great way
Uh,
to network. So Alignable has been really a big one for me
oh,
lately.
cool. See, I've never heard of that about Alignable. I've, yeah, that's very, very interesting. I get a lot of requests to connect, and I'm like, what is this? And I was never curious enough to check it out, but I didn't know that they do networking events. That's cool. That is very
Yeah, they do a lot of virtual networking events. They have like little groups. So it's almost like Facebook. So you can find networking, groups and events, for women, for systems, for AI. They have all different types of topics that you can join networking groups for. So it's pretty cool.
That's interesting. Very cool. Very cool.
Mhm.
And all of these things just fit in your calendar, in your
They do. Yeah, I just try to take one thing at a time,
right.
do one or two virtual events a week because it's draining. It's a lot.
It,
Connecting with people and relationship building. It's a lot, especially if you're an introvert, like myself. I've never believed that I was an introvert, but I'm an introvert.
right.
It
Yeah,
takes a lot of
I am
energy.
too. And that's why I love these interviews. It's because when, I think these are like the best times of my week. It's because that's when I get to connect outside of just because I feel like in networking events, it's very everyone has to talk and you can't really deep dive into the person, how they got started. I didn't even know you were, and we've known each other for how long and we've had multiple
Right?
conversations. I didn't know that you were, a preschool teacher. So, those kind of
Yeah.
things. It's like, oh wow, that's why you're nurturing.
It kind of all makes sense now. It kind of like,
Hmm.
oh, now I can start to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your best advice for entrepreneurs who are, on the fence about either upgrading their systems, or maybe they're rethinking it, or they're just tired of tinkering with it, but it's not working quite well? Like, what is your best advice for them?
Yeah, my best advice would be to pull out what I like to call 360 and really look at the overall business. What is working? That's your first thing. What is working? Don't discredit what's working. And then start digging in a little bit into what's not working, what's feeling icky, what doesn't feel right, what's falling through the cracks. So that would be my best advice. Just nice and simple. Pull out 360, look across your business as a whole, and then, celebrate the wins, what's really working, and then diving in deeper of what doesn't feel right, what feels, misaligned, what doesn't feel like it's not working. Dive into that one piece at a time. You don't have to do it all in one day, in 1 week, or even 1 month. Just one aspect of your business. If it's lead gen, if it's marketing, if it's content, just one piece at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself.
Amen. Don't overwhelm yourself.
Yeah.
That's the key right there. Do not overwhelm yourself. What's one thing you wish someone had told you when you first got started?
Oh gosh. I think the biggest thing for me is the mindset shift. And that's from like a corporate mindset to an entrepreneur mindset. No one told me how big of a shift that was and how much I would actually have to do a lot of internal work besides, just, okay, let's get in, hustle, do what we gotta do. But it's that mindset shift. I wish someone had told me, okay, you're going to have to do a lot of inner work as long as with business work as well.
I do agree. I do
Yeah.
agree with that. That was also a one of mine. Thank you so much for, sharing your story, sharing your heart, all the goodness that you're doing, the impact that you're making, what's working in your business. And hopefully it will help, our audience and our listeners. It's been such a joy having you, getting to know you more. And for folks who are listening and need more of what you have to offer, what's the best way to find you or connect with you?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on Facebook. It's LaTonya Hicks Duncan, my new married last name. I'm getting used to that. Or you can do Instagram. I'm also on Instagram, and that's LaTonya Renee Consulting.
And invite our people to your sessions.
Yes. So right now I am actually offering what I like to call a clarity to scale snapshot. And it's a 30-minute clarity call where we're going to take a strategic look at one key part of your business. So that could be workflows, automations, your client journey, or just your overall structure strategy. And with that, you'll walk away with what's working. So of course, we're going to celebrate those wins. We're going to look at where you're leaking time, money, or energy. And then you're going to walk away with 1 or 2 simple steps that can take your business to flowing smoother. So
Awesome.
That's what I'm offering.
So exciting. Thank you again for hanging out with us on Muse Interviews. All of the links will be in the show notes for everybody, so you guys can hit up LaTonya either on Facebook, IG. Of course, her session link is going to be is going to be show notes as well. Definitely grab one of those. I know those are limited. We all have limited time, so definitely take one of those. 30 minutes could, change the way you see your business, on how easy it is, right? Once you have the right system set up. I'm a huge believer of systems, as you know.
My systems girl.
Right. So, definitely grab one of those, spend 30 minutes, and then take action. That's probably the most important thing. Like, take one of the two action steps that you get from the session, take action from that and see how it does in your business. And then hopefully you get with LaTonya and get her help. Thank you again for hanging out with me on Muse Interviews, and for everyone tuning in, looking for support with simplifying your systems. I will have show note links for you, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.